we hate that Nell's not here, but Blanche is well prepared. Nell lets her assistants do a lot of things. So I don't think you'll see a lot of difference because Nell has prepared them, and it's game time. These players need to take over.
The tip is won by Kubai and Georgia Tech as they work across the right side of McCamish Pavilion. Glad you are here for Georgia Tech and Wake Forest, finishing off our ACC Network quadruple header. What a day of hoops it has already been.
You gotta love it, and immediately you see Alex, Georgia Tech going inside, and then Wake Forest pushing down off a turnover to an easy layup.
And there's the freshman point guard Elise Williams out of Raleigh, coming off of an 18.8 assist, 5 rebound game in that big 94-40 win over South Carolina State on Wednesday, the best performance of her career. And then a foul down low on Wake Forest as Demira Hines picks that one up.
Well, Hines, just a really picky foul. She's got to be careful because it's going to be physical inside, and Georgia Tech is going to get the ball inside.
Georgia Tech has so much size. There's Lautinen from the corner, and Lodamai Lautinen knocks it down. That's a great start for the Yellow Jackets. Just 31% from beyond the arc for this turned point guard this year, which has affected her scoring output.
It has. It's tough. If you're going to run a team, it's mentally challenging, physically challenging, and it's taken away from her scoring, Alex. But you see she hits a big three, and that's a great start for her today.
But she is averaging over 4 assists per game. Little pull up, and there's Digma Strautmane, transfer from Syracuse in her last season. Thrown up into Lautinen's hands, and here comes Georgia Tech. And a walk for Aaliyah Love, sophomore out of Kansas City. Too many steps, and she knew it right away.
Georgia Tech is not a great transition team and just playing too fast and just an unforced error. They like to control the tempo a little bit more, and they're going to run when possession permits.
They only give up 45 points per game, which is the best scoring defense in the entire country. They like to slow it down. They like to be physical. Williams just off on her first three-point attempt, and Wake Forest wins the rebounding battle that time. There's Alyssa Andrews, too much. Wow. Third possession here for Spear.
Well, you see what Wake does. They just want to dominate on the boards, and they get position. They anticipate the shot going up.
Hines backs down Kubai and thrown right into the hands of Strautmane. Kubai one-on-one versus Hines. Looking to take her. Nothing on the fadeaway.
And this is the tempo that Wake Forest wants. They want to push it up and down and get a good look.
Slapped out of the hands of Andrews. Digna picks it up. They call her Diggy because it's easier than saying Strautmane every time that you
Well, I'm going with Diggy.
it.
I'm going with Diggy.
That works just fine with me, Holly. Lautinen out of the double team.
Just constantly looking inside, and then what that does is free up the outside for the open jumper.
Spear in transition. 2-on-1 up ahead and through the hands of Malaya Coles. Back to Georgia Tech.
Well, you see both teams' defense is really affecting both teams on the defensive end of the floor. So you're going to see this. I would anticipate it's a low-scoring game, but you got to be on your game offensively to get an open look.
There's another one for Lautinen. Wake Forest dominating the board so far. 5 rebounds and none for Georgia Tech, which is not something we say very often. There's Williams versus Lautinen, point guard on point guard. Couple of spins in the lane and a wild shot. Hit nothing. Gonna stay in this way though.
Yeah, Wake Forest is keeping the ball alive and great defense. Williams took an off-balance shot, but they get the ball back in another possession with the offensive rebound.
And maybe a good sign in this one that Georgia Tech is actually leading this game, even though it seems like most of the possession so far has been on the left side of the floor.
It has. I would anticipate they've got to get Spears involved a little bit, but gosh, Love is doing a great job of defending and denying her the basketball.
Wake Forest hadn't scored in the last 3.5 minutes, though. Long-range jumper miss from Coles. Where does Georgia Tech's offense come? It has been so balanced. They have 3 players averaging 10 points or higher. Their leading scorer only 10.7, though, and that's Nerea Hermosa.
They love going inside, so you want to see inside out, but Wake is doing a great job of really crowding the lane, crowding the inside player. And so then it opens up for the perimeter players to get their outside shots or take it to the basket.
Lautinen has all 5 points for Georgia Tech early on. Williams can't answer. All point guards so far in this low-scoring affair. We don't expect it to be lighting up. And there's Hermosa, way too easy. And Jen Hoover doesn't like what she sees right now.
So what do? You want to go inside. Lautinen sees an opening, drive to the basket. Easy bucket for her.
Georgia Tech is built on keeping opponents off of the scoreboard. Their defense is terrific, phenomenal, whatever adjective, superlative you want to put in there. It's exactly what defines Georgia Tech on D.
Well, it's gritty, it's physical, and you see the result of Spear, who's 7th in the nation in scoring, has just attempted 1 shot, and Georgia Tech is doing a great job of denial and making her work for the basketball.
Here is Spear, the ACC's leading scorer, 22.5 points per game, and another turnover. Gonna get a block there in the lane.
Yeah, well, then you see Spear. I'd like her to just keep going, attack that post that stepped out, and she chose to throw the ball inside and got the turnover. So Spear will settle down. She's too good of a player and too good of an offensive threat.
First opportunity there for Aaliyah Love from the charity stripe goes in. This has been an area of concern, though, for the Yellow Jackets this year, shooting just 61% from the stripe.
Well, that's a great sign for Georgia Tech to hit the free throws. And the free throws it's just mental. I mean, they practice them. Every team practices, gets on the line, but it's all mental, and then it just starts playing with your head. So it's good to see that they hit those 2.
Kubai on the intercept. Terrific fast break offense as Lautinen finishes.
Yeah, well, you see right there, that's what we talked about in the pregame show. You see she's denying, she denies, gets out, handles the ball. That's a 6'4" player. Comes down, throws the pass, and then she just turned her ankle.
Yeah,
Oof.
and now the spotlight is on Lautinen, who's the reigning most improved player in the ACC, the senior from Helsinki, Finland.
Yeah. That hurt me watching it. Oof.
And she is having some real trouble putting weight. And she's going to get walked back. Yeah, looks like she's going to head back to the locker room. That is nothing that you want to see if you're anybody on the Georgia Tech side of things. Oh, she is so pivotal. Her first year as the point guard as well. Oh.
Yeah, that would take me out for the game.
So hopefully Lautinen can return, and Alexandria Scruggs, junior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, misses on her first attempt. Didn't play in Wake Forest's 94-40 win over South Carolina State on Wednesday.
Scruggs did a great job. What did she do? Face up and attack the basket and draws the foul on Kubai. So great attack.
Scruggs might be a little undersized at 5'10", but everything I've seen from her, she is fearless in the paint.
Well, when you don't have the height, you got to work up. You got to make up with how hard you work and your intelligence, your mental game, and she does a great job at it.
And Wake Forest in that 2-3 zone forces the steal. They don't have a field goal in the last 5.5 minutes until now. There's Jules Spears first.
You can't leave her open. She's going to knock it down. That was a beautiful shot, wide open, and she hopefully she's thinking that'll get her going.
Spear only needs 21 points to match her scoring output from last year now after that three. Wake Forest trailing by 5 in this early ACC battle between Georgia Tech and Wake Forest. They split the two meetings last year. Scruggs launches and the lefty off the mark.
You see Georgia Tech, they want to get a great shot, and their great shot is in a half-court game, so they slow it down in transition, try to work the ball inside.
How do you attack this 2-3 zone here?
Well, it's got to be ball movement, player movement, and you got to hit shots like that. You got to knock them
down. Hermosa, 52% on the season from the field, a very high percentage shooter. Georgia Tech back by 7. Andrews to Spear. She'll launch. Way off the mark.
It was a set play to her and got a good look. Just shot it a little too hard.
We'll feed Hermosa one more time. It's so easy, but when you're 6'5", it's really hard to guard that, isn't it?
Well, it is, and you got to do your work before the ball gets to the high post. The ball gets into the high post, and they're fronting. You're dead in the water.
You already lost once that ball gets in Hermosa's hands.
Especially if you're going against Hermosa.
Scruggs can't get by Kubai. Spear off the double team, gets it right back in the hands of Scruggs. And threw it to no man's land.
You know, Scruggs, just shoot that. That's a great shot for her. You just got to shoot it. And right now, Spears getting taken out of the game, and Wake Forest is very capable of scoring from other positions. So they just got to trust their offense and attack the basket and get open looks.
Already 7 Wake Forest turnovers to just 3 for Georgia Tech, who's shooting 6 of 10 from the field. But now you wonder, where does the offense come from if it's not Lawton? And who is going to facilitate this offense? Sarah Bates being put in, redshirt senior from Fresno, California. And Stroutman is going to get called on a double dribble.
And Wake is mixing up their defense. They went back to a man-to-man, so they're trying to keep Georgia Tech off guard, especially since their port guard, Latin's out. So trying to test Bates into understanding what Wake Forest is doing and then run something accordingly.
Wake Forest has held all but 5 opponents to under 60 points, only giving up 53 per game. There's Spear off the cut, no contact, rather no call on the contact. And Scruggs is wide open for a long two.
There you go, Scruggs. Nobody said basketball was not a physical sport. And it is physical, and the officials right now are letting them play.
It's an ACC game.
It's an ACC game.
We are into conference play. You got to bring it night in and night out.
So now you see Wake Forest go back into a 2-3, just trying to keep Georgia Tech off guard.
Stroutman air balls. Andrews blows by Stroutman. Floater no. Under a minute left in quarter number 1. Georgia Tech almost doubling up Wake Forest here at home.
You gotta love that Love is playing the point.
He's gonna have to, I think, at this point, because Bates is really just a 3-point shooter. Thrown off of the side. Can they get the shot off? Kubai at the buzzer. And it was a shot clock violation anyway. So 24.2 ticks left.
Great defense.
Wake Forest can hold for final shot.
Great defense, Wake Forest, making them throw a shot up at the buzzer. Now they get the last possession of the quarter.
Looking for Spear here?
I would think so. We'll see how good Love's defense is, but you got to go with Spear. She's your go-to player. She's your offensive player, but it's going to be difficult for her to get the ball because they're definitely denying on her.
Under 10 seconds to go in the quarter. ISO ball now with Williams. Finds Scruggs wide open. Can't hit the final shot. Spear at the buzzer. I don't think she got it off, and it doesn't go in anyway. So it is a low-scoring affair as expected. Georgia Tech up 15-8 on Wake Forest. This is a Georgia Tech team that has already upset a couple of top 25 teams. They are back in the polls themselves and looking for a big win to kick off ACC play here in the ATL. Georgia Tech predicted to finish third in the ACC. Wake Forest just 13th. And some marquee wins at the top of this conference already this year. Louisville just taking down UConn at Mohegan Sun Arena today. Georgia Tech did the same last week. There is no doubt that this ACC season could be really special with the teams at the top.
Well, two big wins against a national program, and I love that Georgia Tech is third, but I'm not real sure I agree with the Wake Forest being 13th. I think they to me should be higher. And okay, it's preseason, but they have proved they need to move up, and they've had an outstanding year thus far.
You wonder if leading scorers Ivana Raksa, Gina Conti, who transferred to UCLA, have something to do with that. But that's a great start there for Wake Forest with Reagan Conley coming off of the bench. This freshman is coming off her first career double-double, and she's averaged 13.5 points per game the last two.
Well, Spears draws a lot of contact, and it left Conley wide open. And you know what? When you're wide open, you got to knock down that shot, and she knocked down the three with a lot of confidence.
Here's Stroutman for three. Too strong, but Lautinen is back on the floor. That is remarkable after the way she turned her ankle.
Wow.
Spear. Not enough this time.
She must have a cast on her ankle.
No, she must have a bionic ankle. Sarah Bates way off, but Stroutman clears it up.
Quick shot by Bates, but we talked a lot on the pregame about rebounding, and rebounding gives you another chance, and they got an easy two.
Looking to feed it down. Hines picks it up. Double team quickly comes, though. They do get a wide open shot. It doesn't go that time for Coles.
Well, Wake Forest wants to go high-low too, but just was surrounded by Georgia Tech defenders and had to kick it out.
Here's Lautinen, who has 7 early points. They're reaching that time on Coles. Just picking up her first, not much foul trouble to write home about for either team.
Well, you know, I love Cole. She's a freshman. She doesn't back down. She's physical, and she's really fitting into this game with guarding some really good experience inside of Georgia Tech.
And Holly, talk about efficiency. 81% on the year from the field.
Yeah.
Can't do much better than that.
Well, Spears isn't hitting. I'd be throwing it to her inside.
Switch comes on Lautinen. Elisabetta Bulana, freshman from Latvia, number 10 on Georgia Tech. Bates can't hit the fadeaway.
That's one of the few shots that Bates doesn't shoot the three. Most of her shots are the three ball, so that's a rare occasion where you see her shoot a two-point shot.
That is only the 5th time this year.
Yeah.
91% of her shots come from outside that three-point arc. Scruggs blows past Lautinen, uses that body, missed it. Next opportunity, no. Third for Coles. She's going to the free throw line.
God, we talk about them shooting and missing, but God, they're all over the boards. And what do? Give them an easy look and get a foul, go to the free throw line.
Tuesday at 6 Eastern, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app, we'll have the Huddle Bowl preview show. Jordan Cornette, Eric McLean, EJ Manuel, and Mark Rick taking a look at the 10 ACC teams playing in a bowl game with team breakdowns and comprehensive analysis like only the guys can provide. The ACC has sent at least 10 teams to a bowl every year since 2016.
Wow.
How about the run for Wake Forest this year?
Oh, my gosh.
Dave Clawson.
They were fun to watch, too. Really fun to watch. And we talked about football success really trickles down to the other sports. And I think it's going to help Wake Forest on all their other sports. When your football team has success, you get that attention, and your other teams will have success as well.
That's something that we talked with Jen Hoover about, just the way that fall sports in general had so much success. Both soccer teams made the NCAA tournament, made a little run as well. It does.
Yeah.
It goes down.
Yeah, and John Curry's their AD, and he's special, and if he's going to get it done, and he's going to treat all the sports equal, and which I love, and he really loves women's athletics, which is huge for any university.
And a huge rebound just a moment ago for Lorela Kubai. She is now the Georgia Tech career leader in rebounds, 1,040.
Wow.
I mean, what a feat. And we got a chance to talk with her before the game. What a terrific young woman. She is right now going for a master's in cybersecurity.
God,
Not
really?
something I can handle.
Yeah, no. She doesn't. I asked her, what does she like about the game, and she loves the defensive end and the rebounding end, and those are her two main stats for her. So when you love something, you're really, really good at it, and she's really good at those two things.
I mean, she's already got 7 rebounds. We're not even midway through the second quarter. Averaging 12.5 per game.
She'll get that today.
Leads the ACC and 4th in the country.
There you see Georgia Tech really methodical, trying to get a great look, moving the ball, player movement, ball movement, draws a foul with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
And a reach in on Scruggs that time. Andrews going to check in, and Scruggs will head to the bench. About what you expected so far here, Holly?
I think it's a really physical game, really defensive-minded game, lots of rebounds. Not a high-scoring game because the defense is so solid.
Mimosa backs down on Hines.
Wow.
Oh, Kubai. Oh, she stepped on the end line, though. That's the only thing that can stop her is the court dimensions.
Well, if you want to be a great rebounder, watch Kubai. She rebounds out of her area. The ball just doesn't come to her. She makes things happen, and she took off from the three-point line to try to get that rebound.
And some of that is intuition. It's natural.
Absolutely. You got to have a knack for it, and you got to have a desire to rebound.
And taking some pride in it as well.
Oh, exactly. Your offense may be off, but you can always play defense, and you can always rebound. That's just effort.
Andrews missed the easy one. Georgia Tech, just a 5-point lead, though. Passing it around that 2-3 zone this whole second quarter. That's what Wake Forest has implemented. And Hermosa is eating it up. Woo! Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I love it. She checks her defense. She's really good at checking her defense, makes a move, just a simple turnaround, but elevates a one-handed little baby hook. That's pretty.
For Georgia Tech, 12 of their 19 points have come in the paint. Talk about using that size advantage.
I don't know what Hines could have done any different. Hands were up. Hermosa just made a great play. It was physical, bumped her, just finished the play.
She's given up 3 inches to her. You kind of feel for Hines in that situation with Hermosa. Top 10 international recruit when she signed with Georgia Tech. Look at those hands once again by Kubai.
That's a 6'4" kid game.
Oh, look at Hermosa on the floor, but she missed the reverse. I'm not quite sure why she tried it. I don't think she needed to.
I think she just wasn't at the basket enough to shoot it the right way. Hey, Georgia Tech is pushing the ball. I stand to be corrected. They're running the ball more than I've seen them run.
You can see what kind of team they're like with Lawton and back out on the floor.
Look at the ball movement. Great ball movement.
Oh, Kubai again.
Just moving the ball around the basket, and Kubai makes a great look. So you see Georgia Tech moves it around. Kubai, she's not just a rebounder. She can score, and you know what? She loves it.
Lorela Kubai has already ripped down 7 rebounds, and look at what she did last week. One of those games was a win over UConn. which snapped their 239-game winning streak against unranked opponents. Kubai just continues to eat up whoever she goes down the court against.
Her effort. Kids watching this and want to play at this level, watch how hard she plays. It's just with great effort. And that's just having a big heart. And that's all rebounding is a want to. And that is something that she loves to do.
And getting a record that stood for over 40 years. Bonnie Tate, 1,039 rebounds, broken just a few moments ago by Lorela Kubai.
And she's not done.
She's not done in this game, and she's not done in her career either. Their spear through a little bit of contact. They have held Spear just about nothing. 3 points, 1 for 6 now from the floor.
Yeah, she's just got to refocus. She's getting bumped, and they're not calling it. It's a physical game, so she's just got to refocus. She's very capable of breaking this game open.
Just a sophomore, and we'll see if she can get an easy look at some point and get her back in, but Georgia Tech takes it right back. Wake Forest does not hit on their last 8 from the field, and Kubai finishes. Last couple buckets there.
Wake Forest is doing a great job of pushing the ball, but they're just not capitalizing on their layups. And then Georgia Tech turns around, and what are they doing? They're running the basketball, scoring layups.
I mean, Wake Forest just 4 of 24 from the floor. But that is exactly what Georgia Tech does to you. Teams are only shooting 31% against them on average.
Well, you're not #1 in the country on scoring defense and expecting that a team's going to go off on you offensively. Georgia Tech's really doing a lot to cause Wake Forest their woes on the offensive end. Just physical, getting in the lane, bumping, blocking out, stepping out on screens, not fouling. They're not fouling.
Tuesday night right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app, the Tar Heels hosting Appalachian State at the Dean Dome, 7 Eastern, North Carolina, trying to bounce back after a tough loss to Kentucky on Saturday. They've won 5 of their last 6. So Hubert Davis's Tar Heels back in action here on ACC Network in just a few days. Free throws in and a little over 3 minutes to go before the break. It's a 9-point advantage for Georgia Tech, but with the way they play defense, that feels like a whole lot more. Bulana, that rainbow 3 rattles out. There's Hermosa.
Just keeping the ball alive. Kubai couldn't get it, just kept it alive, hitting it to Hermosa.
You know, and amazingly, Georgia Tech is getting out rebounded. Gonna stay here with the Yellow Jackets.
They're giving up a lot of offensive rebounds to Wake Forest. Wake Forest has had their chances. They're struggling offensively, but they're getting a lot of shots because they're rebounding.
9-4 offensive rebounds going the way of the Demon Deacons.
And Georgia Tech's not missing a lot of shots.
Here's Lautinen off of their Hermosa screen, just 3 to shoot. Kubai throws it up. Good rebound by Williams. Talk about effort.
Yeah, she went up, got up.
Aviance Carter will pick up that foul, sophomore from nearby Norcross, Georgia.
Well, long 3-point shots end up to be long rebounds, and Williams did a great job of going straight up and having the offense come over her back.
See if the Demon Deacons can make a bit of a run here at the end of this first half. That doesn't help, though. 8th turnover.
You got to at least get a shot off to have a chance to score, and when you turn the ball over, it just limits your opportunities.
Lautinen high off the glass. Her first bucket since the first quarter and since she went down with that ankle injury. Andrews pushes the tempo, and she'll go back to the charity stripe.
Well, you saw Wake, what did they got scored on, got the ball in and went. And then you see Lofton shot fake. She does more than just a 3-point shot. Makes a layup, attacks the basket. That's what makes you hard to guard if you're a 3-point shooter and you drive the basket.
Lautinen has international experience with the Finnish national team. 39 combined points against Wake Forest last year in those 2 games. This is the 74th all-time meeting between these two ACC foes. Longtime conference enemies. Georgia Tech leads at 46-27 and has won 4 of the last 6.
Just gives them just a lane violation, gives them another chance to. And as a coach, that drives you crazy. You want them to box out, but you got to let the ball hit the rim.
And Andrews capitalizes. McDonald's All-American nominee, 24 points, 14 rebounds at Colgan High School in Woodbridge, Virginia. Lead is 10.
Nice pass.
Hermosa wide open.
There's not too much. The only way to stop, you got to limit that touch at the high post. When the ball goes into the high post, it's just tough to defend the high-low pass. If you don't have any ball pressure and you're just defending one-on-one inside, it's hard.
So you need to apply more pressure at the top of the key, rather, not even down low where Hermosa gets it.
If you can limit their touches, that's even better. Don't let the ball go to the high post. But once she gets it, you got to fight that pass in, or you've got to drop down and double the low post.
Oh, what a find by Lawton. We've seen Lawton into Hermosa a lot over the past few years.
Yeah, that's just Georgia Tech is going to pound the ball inside, and if you don't take that away, they're going to keep doing it all night long.
A combined 21 points, 10 of 15 from the floor for Lawton and Hermosa. Just, I mean, high-low offense perfection.
You see Wake going back into a 2-3, just trying to keep Georgia Tech off balance.
Aviance Carter with a start and stop. Kubai was looking for the high-low. Instead, it's into Lawton on the baseline. And a charge.
Yeah. Well, and you see, here's the, they thought they were screening, and Latin had a look, and Hermosa just went to the basket. A great guard, just throw it up. Just throw it up to the rim and let her go get it, and that's what they did.
Well, so much height for Wake Forest isn't on the floor as well. Nia Becker did not make the trip. She's 6'2". We haven't seen Sumil or Mora the last 2 games, now 3, and they're both 6'2". So that really gives you a post presence that is severely lacking, and it's tough against a team like Georgia Tech.
It is. You're talking about those 3 players are usually in the starting lineup, so it's really, really hard to get a rhythm, to get a flow for Wake Forest, and you're seeing players, freshmen getting more playing time, players who haven't really been playing a lot getting the opportunity to play more.
Georgia Tech can hold for final shot.
Great hands, great D. They immediately throw the ball up the floor.
Andrews finishes at the end of this first half. All right, well, that's a little positive there for Wake Forest in a first half that has really been dominated by the Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely. Capitalize on your defense, and that's exactly what they did, throwing it down the floor, and Georgia Tech has really played well. We need to see Wake Forest claw their way back, do it with their defense, do it with the fast break plays.
Halftime here at McCamish Pavilion. It has been all home team in the ACC opener for the Ramblin' Wreck.
Rely on, okay, Spears not scoring. Somebody step up and make a play for him.
Spear just with those 3 points. She is the ACC's leading scorer, 22.5 points per game, 7th in Division I. If she doesn't get going, it could be very difficult sledding for Wake Forest here on the road.
And then you see Kubai with another. You got to push back on defense. There's one thing to box out, but you can't allow somebody to jump over you and get the rebound over. You got to push back and make them come over back. And you see she did it one more time. So that's 2 in a row where you got to really box out, push back, not allow them to get the rebound.
Her 10th and 11th boards. Quick passing into the corner. And Stroukman hits!
Digna, that finally, she's coming alive.
Diggy with her first from beyond the arc. And there's a quick whistle. Throw that on Lawton.
That just great ball move, playing inside out and got away with almost a turnover, but wide open, and lets it fly and is down. Buckets.
And Georgia
like
Tech
it.
is also a team, Holly, that can really dissect a 2-3 zone, isn't it, with their size?
Well, they're great passers, and we haven't said that, but they're great passers as a team. They don't take too many bad shots. They get late in the shot clock and have to create maybe a little bit more, but they're really strong passers.
Lawton did just pick up her third foul, though, and she heads to the bench for Bates. There's good defense that time, though, for Wake.
That's right, but great look. Wake Forest wants to go high-low as well, and just got to deliver that pass. Throw it up. It's hard to a post to catch it when there's a lot of arms and a lot of action in the paint. Throw it up and let her go get it.
Georgia Tech looks to make a lot of passes, too.
Just get deep in the shot clock.
Searching for that best possible shot of the possession. They don't mind being inside 10 seconds. In fact, it's where they live. I'm not sure that was the best shot, though, there from Diggy.
Just the clock running down, and good defensive possession by Wake Forest.
And Andrews capitalized now. Williams, the freshman point guard, number 43 player in the country out of high school who joined them in January, will finish and go to the line. She got the chance to play scout team, so she was emulating the best players in the ACC all throughout the spring.
Hey, Williams, come on, wake up, because you can do this. Very athletic, goes behind her back, makes an and one. She's got to do more of that, and she's got to have a lot more confidence in her game. She can knock down shots.
And she's starting to get more and more of it as well, coming off of that 18-point performance.
She's played really well as a freshman. She's going to be really good. Just get an experience, more game experience, especially in the ACC, and she's going to be a really nice player for Wake Forest.
Love gives up the dribble. Bates. 6 on the shot clock, but it's going to stay with Georgia Tech.
Just Bates is slow pass with the bounce pass inside. I mean, Wake Forest has quick hands and just knocked it away.
Bates could be a lethal three-point shooter, though. Love as well. Aaliyah Love, who doesn't shoot it that often from beyond the arc, but she's 7 of 14 this year from deep.
That just breaks your back. Wake, great job defensively. Clock running down. Love hits a three.
And the lead is 16. The Yellow Jackets just found their way back into the top 25 poll. They were there in the preseason, dropped out, and they're trying to stay there. But there's Williams once again going to work.
Williams go to work. Georgia Tech is just, Love is guarding Spear. She's not helping at all. She's just almost face guarding Spear. And Williams stepping up. She's got to continue to do that.
So more of a half-court press that time.
Wake Forest just is trying to disrupt.
In and out for Kubai.
Come on, Spear. She got the ball in her hand. She's got to go to work. Great time, great decision. Get the rebound, bring it up the floor. You don't have to pass it to anybody. So what is the clock is running down, and Love just 2 seconds on the shot clock, and just knocks down the three. That just breaks your back. And then Williams comes in. Spears not being able to touch the ball. Williams is really taking control and doing a great job for Wake.
If you're Jen Hoover, how can you get Spear back involved in this game?
Well, setting screens off the ball. She's got to use screens too. She's a little frustrated right now, and understandable. But what she did, rebound and drive down, keep the ball just on the ball screens, off the ball screens, get her in some handoffs.
Georgia Tech breaking down this Wake Forest trap, and now Bates. She can do that, and she's starting to get on a roll now.
Just ball pressure right there. There goes Spears. Just create your shot right there.
Bates starting to get her three-point stroke back, and that could be huge for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, Georgia Tech is starting to light it up from the three-point line, and Bates wide open, feet set. That's going to go in for her every time. The bench loves it. Coach Fortner loves it at home. She's watching this game. She's loving it too.
Bates started her career at UC Santa Barbara and was told that she could never play for a Power 5 school, but then came to Georgia Tech when Nell got the job, had to battle back from a sprained ankle in February. That took her out for 9 months. She's finally getting her three-point stroke back, but she's one of those players that you love to see have success with that long road. I mean, UC Santa Barbara, Kansas State where she redshirted but never played, then transferred to Georgia Tech to get some Power 5 experience.
You gotta love the people that says you can't play at a certain level. It's up to her. She's competitive. She gets her shot. Look, she's gotten her shot. She finds a way to get her shot off. She shoots a lot of threes, and the other team knows it. She's still making threes.
Kubai feeds Hermosa high post. And the turnaround sits in. What can't Nerea Hermosa do today?
Hermosa just got a deep bury, and that's just two feet in the paint, and that's just hard to defend. Give it to her right there. Coles did the same thing. You talk about deep bury, meaning you're putting two feet in the paint and you're posting up in the paint, and that's a high percentage shot. Great job by Coles.
Third foul there on Kubai. Something to keep in mind here as we get just about midway through the third quarter, and Bulana will come in. We're giving up just a little bit of size there. Bulana at 5'7", Kubai at 6'4". So they'll shift around the rotation just a bit. Here's Williams.
There you go.
Couple of late buckets. Give her another.
She's hit the last 6 points for Wake right now. She's taking this game into her hands.
Still a 17-point deficit, though.
Wake Forest really active in the zone and makes it look like a man-to-man. Very active, high hands, really spreading the floor out.
Short corner it goes, and Love off the glass.
Beautiful step through, just a power dribble, drives to the basket. That was nice.
Give Love 7. She's right around her season mark of 10 per game. Wake Forest, 3 of their last 4. Starting to get into this game just a little bit more, but will it be too little too late as Andrews knocks down the long carry?
Nice. Ball movement, goes inside, comes out for an open look.
Strautmanen. Too much from 10.
Shoot it again.
Yeah, she
There
does.
you go.
That one goes. Fool me once.
Right.
This game is getting away from the Deeks.
That's who I'd go to right there, Williams.
Spears just has to be so frustrated at this point.
Nice.
No call there on Scruggs. Andrews gets the whistle, though, as Hermosa contested. Three-point ball starting to fall.
Who said that Georgia Tech in the three-point shooting? I said they were playing inside. They're playing outside. They're hitting great threes, long range, knocking them down from the three-point stripe.
Absolutely. All our thoughts with her. She's still around the program when she can be. We talked with Nell Fortner before. Such a resource, Tasha. Such a wealth of basketball information as well.
And she's really getting involved in the KL Foundation, which I love, and just giving back. And that kid, let me tell you, I wouldn't want to go up against Tasha Butts.
We have a fun men's basketball doubleheader for you Wednesday night with Boston College and Wake Forest at 6 Eastern, followed by our second game where Clemson's in Charlottesville to take on Virginia at John Paul Jones Arena. That's 8 Eastern right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Georgia Tech ball off the miss. You had a chance to have breakfast with Tasha today.
I did. Just, it was fun seeing her. Her attitude. A lot of times, Alex, you get a diagnosis like that, and it's about your attitude and what you think and how mentally strong you are. And that kid's mentally strong, and she's hitting it head on, and just fun to sit down with her. And you know, I realized when she told me her age, I went, you know, I'm really old.
I think calling her a kid.
I know, she is a kid to me. Goodness.
Hermosa with that bucket, just 2 points off of her career high, which was set against Central Michigan earlier in the year. Suffocating defense from Georgia Tech. Andrews has to work so hard just to get that shot.
Look, both teams going so hard to the boards.
Right now, Wake Forest is out rebounding Georgia Tech, but Stroutmaning and the Yellow Jackets all over the visitors. 22-point advantage now.
And Wake Forest is just forgetting about that short corner player, and Digna's really taking advantage of it and driving to the basket. Now, this is a great. Spears has it, but now see how she's going to get open. She's really passed the ball probably a little bit more than I had expected, but she's getting worn out.
Williams finally missed. She has had such a great third quarter.
Really has.
Williams has 6 points just in this third quarter alone. And Scruggs just bodied Love.
Well, if you're Wake Forest, you're saying good foul, because that was a layup, and she just took her out of the play and took a foul. Took one for the team.
Third foul there on Scruggs. Andrews will check out. I mean, for such a scorer, are you surprised that Spear hasn't tried to assert herself a little bit more in this game?
Well, I am a little bit, but I tell you, Georgia Tech's doing a heck of a job. And again, I said earlier, if you're going to get to her, you got to wear her down. And she's a little frustrated right now. She's not getting good, clean looks. But you know, she's got to work through that, because this team is really relying on her, and it's tough. She's got to find a way to get the ball in her hands and create.
Then a chance for Aisha Won-Aranas to come in. Stroutmaning strong to the hole. Even stronger rebound there by Hines. It's got like a frustration rebound, it looks like, from Hines.
I'm glad you're pronouncing the foreign players' names that I don't have to.
Well,
you're really good at it.
And there's a lot of them.
There is.
For Georgia Tech, a strong international base. The players fit in so well, though, according to Nell Fortner. And this has really been an eye-opener for her. She hadn't recruited foreign players very much in her previous stops at Auburn and Purdue, leading them to conference titles. But she is hoping to potentially recruit more of them. Tuesday, 6 Eastern, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. We've got the Huddle Bowl preview show, looking at the 10 ACC teams playing in a bowl game, team breakdowns, comprehensive analysis like only the guys can provide. Jordan Cornette, Eric McLean, EJ Manuel, and Mark Ritt.
You talk about both teams have foreign players here, and the big word that keeps repeating itself is international kids are very coachable. And they have a great work ethic. And so if I can tell any young kids, or those kind of things will separate you. And that's why a lot of teams are going overseas and getting international players.
One coach that has been doing it for years at the University of South Florida, Jose Fernandez, who has gotten his team to be a top 15 team this year. They've had huge wins already against Stanford, almost took down their Lady Vols. It very well could have.
I worry about the language barrier, but Jose seems to figure it out. Good for him.
He does, and it's all different types of players from all different types of countries. Bulana. Won-Aranas out to Stroutmaning.
Oh. There's that short quarter that Wake Forest has left open. Good no call.
Yeah, still battling, though. Stroutmaning one more time. And Scruggs got her hands in there. That's her fourth. Just came right on the forearm.
God, both teams are just, I love it. I love rebounding, and both teams are just hawking the basketball.
So as we get towards the later portions here of this third quarter, still a 21-point lead. Georgia Tech just dominating the paint, 30 of their 48 points coming in the lane. And we talk about ball movement with this team. Defense rebounding, yes, but 16 assists on 21 made field goals.
God, you see Georgia Tech shooting a really high percentage. That's because they're taking high percentage shots. They're getting a lot of shots in the paint. So you'll see, and Wake Forest is having to drive and pull up, and so that's a difference in the game right there.
Oh, that is
As Georgia Tech hits a three. I'm talking about high percentage shots and they hit a three.
Love's into double figures.
Love is going to prove me wrong. That's a high percentage shot for her.
Yeah, today it certainly is. Love hasn't missed on 2 attempts from beyond the arc.
Georgia Tech is 4 for 8 from the three-point line, and that's a good sign for this basketball team.
That's a great pass, though. Spear to Williams, and she took one in the face, too. Jen Hoover can't believe there was no call.
Yeah. So what do you do when you're really denied the ball? You cut back door, and that's what Williams did and got a great look to the basket.
Last shot of the third. Misses everything from Carter. It's all Georgia Tech, though. Can't quite celebrate here for the Holiday yet, but up 51-29 after 3. Wake Forest getting a little help at practice yesterday from Dearica Hamby, 2-time 6th Woman of the Year in the WNBA. Of course, a terrific player for Wake Forest. Lives in the area here, home for the holidays, and there she is in attendance today. How cool is that, though?
Wow.
On the scout team, she was Lodamai Lautanen to try to prepare them. I think it's tough enough to try to take on Dearica Hamby.
Well, if you want your team to get better, you bring back your superstar from Wake Forest, and the credit to her to go back and want to be around these kids. Great role model. I know Camby, she's a great basketball player. We know that, but an even better person. So what a great role model for these young ladies at Wake Forest.
And you saw one of 5 players to ever score 40-plus points for Wake Forest, and one of those was Jules Spear against East Tennessee State. She's had a quiet night today. That is just her 5th point, but she is going to have quite a career. She's only a sophomore.
She looked a little mad driving. That's what she's got to do. She's got to get mad. Take it to the basket. That was a good look for her.
That's the first time in the ACC that she has ever been circled on the scout.
There you go.
She's going to go right back to the free throw line, and that's something that has really made her so much better this year and such a more dynamic scorer. 22.5 points per game, although that offensive.
Well, last couple of times before she just scored, she would go in and pass it. You know, you're one of the best scorers in the country. You got to get a shot off. You got to get some looks and create it for your basketball team. And I'm not saying it's easy. They're keying in on her, and she's going to get that because of her ability to play this game. She's going to draw the best assignment on the defensive end, and that's something that she's got to handle. That's a credit to her and her ability to play the game.
Yeah, Spears' maturation, though. She averaged 11 points per game last year. That wasn't even top 25 in the ACC. And now 22.5 points per game. There's no one within 5 points of her in the conference at this moment.
Well, she's taken this team under her wing and has done a great job. She struggled today, but credit Georgia Tech. But the game's not over. It's 4th quarter. She could break out and just do just that right there.
Just off on the 3 ball.
And that's a great look for her. She makes those shots. And if you watch her, you think, yeah, she's forcing it. She's not forcing it. That's a good look for her.
Well, she has Steph Curry type range. Loves to watch Steph. Was so excited when he broke the NBA 3-point record. Texting with assistant coach Dane Sparrow, who's also a big NBA guy. She's just a hoops junkie and played for Team USA over the summer to try to get even more experience.
Did a great job too with Team USA, and you can tell she. I know she asked Coach Hoover, am I shooting the ball too far out? And I know Coach Hoover's going, any shot is a good shot for you.
If it goes in, all that matters. That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Just watch Love and Spear go at it. Love is not even helping anywhere else. She's just concentrating on Spear.
Even up 20 points, this Georgia Tech defense is absolutely suffocating. So with that last foul, also Lorela Kubai fouling out, but I mean, what a day she had. Even with 8 minutes to go, 12 rebounds.
Well, she's got to be a little bit smarter, because if this game is closer, she's got to stay in the game. So that's something that she can learn, taken away from this game today.
That'll go down, Reagan Conley. I think that she has earned a lot more playing time for herself over the last few games.
I do too. I like her game. Just a freshman, she doesn't play scared. She's been a really good addition to this team. And again, she'll get better as she plays more in the ACC and goes up against continued great competition.
You've seen it so many times, and you've coached really talented freshmen at Tennessee. How do you try to get them in the fold and for them to get their confidence playing in a Power 5 conference?
It starts in practice. The game is so much more physical. It's faster. You got to be mentally tougher. And so you learn as each game goes, and when you first go to that first practice, you think, oh my God, what have I done? And then you learn to play in that tempo, and your body gets in more condition. When they first get it, their body's in shock. They're lifting weights, they're practicing 2.5 hours, and they're having to go to study hall, and they have to be on time. That's a big thing.
Love with that bucket is just one off of a career high as Spear answers back the other way. Just 7 points and a timeout for Jen Hoover. We'll take it as well with Wake Forest trailing 55-36 here in McCamish Pavilion on the road to start ACC play. The American Red Cross is deeply saddened by the loss of life and incredible devastation brought by the horrific tornadoes that touched down this weekend across multiple states in the center of the country. Thousands have been affected by southern and Midwest tornadoes. If you'd like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster. Difference in this game continues to be points in the paint going for Georgia Tech. It has just been such a huge difference, 32-14, and it continues to tell the story of this game.
Well, when you shoot 48%, you're taking high percentage shots, and Georgia Tech has 32 points in the paint. And so that tells the story right now.
Oh, and the high-low passing.
Well, 34 points in the paint.
And now it is. Thanks to Aaliyah Love, a new career high for her with 16 points.
I will say this I haven't said a lot about Love, and she has 16 points, and she has drawn the assignment to defend Spears, and she's done an incredible job of limiting Spears' touches and just making her work for every shot.
There's a nice putback by Hines. Just her first field goal. Lautinen, who went out early with that ankle injury, has come back on and has played extremely well. And there's Scruggs. A couple of buckets in a row for Wake Forest here towards the end.
Well, the crowd wanted a walk, but when defense had on top of the ball, it's not a walk.
We might not be done yet, just a 17-point deficit.
But Wake Forest isn't going to give up now.
Most the lead was 24. Remember, Kubai is fouled out of this game, so they can't go back to her even if they want to for acting coach Blanche Alverson.
Well, if you watch the bench, Kubai's down there being a coach right now. Good for her, cheering on her teammates.
Carter.
It was just a mismatch inside.
Scruggs again. Nothing but backboard. All Jen Hoover can do is shake her head.
Well, this half, Wake is getting a better percentage of shots. They're just not making them right now.
A team that had just scored 90 points in 3 straight games. But again, I mean, you talk about the type of competition, and it is completely different. There's a walk.
That's a hustle play, just a hustle play. Love is just creating things
We'll step aside one last time here. Come back for the finish with Georgia Tech by 17.
Talked a lot of that today about Aaliyah Love and her defense, but you know what? She's telling me I'm more of an offensive player. I can knock down shots, drive to the basket, hitting threes. She's having a career high 16 points for the Yellow Jackets.
Getting it done from all angles. Just a sophomore out of Kansas City. Nell Fortner told us that her game has really grown, and look how versatile she is. Plays the 2, the 3, and the 4. I mean, a 2 at 6'1", that's a mismatch.
Well, when you can play multiple positions, she's going to play a lot more minutes, and that's what she's done. She's played the point today. She's posted up. She's hit threes. She's driven to the basket. She's just been an arsenal, just weapons for this Georgia Tech team in the offensive end. And I tell you, she has been outstanding on Spear today. That's a tall task, and she has done a great job on her.
Spear is 15 points below her season average of 22. Stroutman in now with a dozen. This is going to be a very good day when it's all said and done after the final whistle blows in this one. The top teams in the ACC faring really well. NC State handling Virginia. Big win for Louisville on the road at UConn. It's been a difficult season once again without Paige Beckers. It continues for Gino Auriemma. Notre Dame taking care of Pittsburgh. North Carolina, we watched that one shoot around, just barely getting by BC on the road.
Down 13.
Tech downing Florida State. And what a first day of ACC play it has been. First Sunday with 4 games here on ACC Network.
Well, the ACC, the teams have delivered. They're ranked in the top 25, and they've put on a show.
And you have to feel like Georgia Tech, who is number 18 in the AP poll, probably going to stay there for a while with the type of play that they've had, the way that they play defense. They're going to frustrate a lot of ACC opponents.
Well, when they can play the defense they play and they can knock down shots, they're going to be a difficult team. And Wake Forest is going to get better. You're looking at a team that's missing 3 starters, usually that start. So you're getting a lot of kids that haven't gotten the experience or playing in this environment against this pressure defense. They may not win the game, but this is a great teaching moment, and they'll watch a lot of film and they'll go back and learn. And that's what it's about early in the season.
Stroutman had just off from inside the lane. Now just over 2 minutes left. Wake Forest trying to trim a little bit, maybe make a late run. Make the fans here at McCamish Pavilion sweat just a little bit. They haven't throughout this game at all, as much as a 24-point advantage.
And Conley will learn, go in there, just get you a little pull-up jumper. Don't take it to the basket. You're going against 6'3", 6'4" inside. Just get a pull-up, but did a great job of creating your own shot.
Six seconds to shoot for Bulana. Freshman from Latvia, eyeing up a long 3. Offside rim.
I just want Spears just to bring it down and take it.
There she goes. Meets a double
Look
team,
how many people she's drawing.
And timeout for Jen Hoover.
Just draws a lot of defense, a lot of attention, and she's struggling, but she's still trying to make things happen.
We'll be back in 30 seconds. One game left before the Christmas break for Georgia Tech, before it's all ACC play from there. They'll take on BU on Tuesday, but then you see going to Pitt, an improved team this season. Louisville at Duke, home against Virginia. There are not too many easy games in the ACC, and we'll have to see how they fare against teams like Louisville and Duke.
Well, Boston played like they played today. That's a tough team, and so yeah, the ACC is, when you get into the conference, it's tough game in and game out. So.
And I've really enjoyed seeing how Kara Lawson has built that team at Duke.
She's done a great job. But she got a win today, and it was a forfeit because of Miami was in the COVID protocol that they've had too many kids out. And, if this year, if your team can't play, it's not a postpone or cancel. It's a loss. And so Miami gets a loss because they couldn't play because of
tough.
COVID.
It's tough to see, isn't it? I mean, you feel for the players, you feel for the coaches. Because, for the most part, we can all do so much to try to keep everybody safe and try to stay out of those types of situations, but sometimes it just happens.
Well, you're playing with 15 people, and then you're playing a game, and it's tough. And I'm surprised that more teams haven't had to forfeit this season.
We saw it on the men's side with St. John's and Seton Hall.
And I think it's probably going to happen more as the season goes on.
Georgia Tech is going to take a quick timeout. Tuesday night right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Tar Heels hosting Appalachian State at the Dean Dome. North Carolina looking to bounce back after a tough loss to Kentucky. Looking forward to that on Tuesday. And there is Spulane scoring for the first time here in this game as she gets on the board.
I think Blanche, she's thinking this is easy.
There's
Nice.
Spear.
Nice.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that. This is not every defense that you're going against in Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and Spears, you know what? It's tough. She'll learn from it. She's too good of a player. But Georgia Tech really, really played really well.
Yellow Jackets will just dribble out an impressive win to start ACC play. They have beaten Wake Forest for the 5th time in the last 7 tries. And most importantly, Holly, 1-0 in conference. You can't win them all if you don't win the first.
That's right. That is exactly right. A good, solid performance from Georgia Tech. Wake's going to learn from this, and both teams will get better. And what a great performance by Georgia Tech today.
It absolutely was. Even without Nell Fortner, the acting head coach, Blanche Alverson picks up a win